Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to my science room. In this occasion, I would like to share my knowledge about natural selection. Natural selection is the process through populations of living organisms adapt and change. This theory is at the first is declared by Charles Darwin after his voyage to the South America and also an island in Pacific. Natural selection is also said as the engine of evolution, which is evolutions is the change of an organism's years by years or in the long times. The steps of natural selections are: first is overproductions, the second is variations, the third is competition, and the last is selection. First, overproductions. It means that the productions of the offsprings is too much and over than the normally. So it called it as overproductions. And then from the offsprings they have variations. That's also the requirements of natural selections, because if there is no any variation, so the natural selections cannot be happened. From the variations of the offsprings, so the next step is competitions. As we know, it is a natural side of an organism when they should have to compete with each other to get their food, to get their habitat, and then to get their mates, to have new offsprings for their generations. And the last step, the populations of the species who can get all their necessaries such as food, habitat, and also mates, so they can be survive. But the populations of species who cannot get all of their necessaries, so they will be selected. I said before that natural selection is the part or is the engine of evolutions. In here, I will compare two theories of scientists. The first is Lamarck and then the second is Darwin. We will talk about giraffe. As you know, the giraffes animals has long neck as their characteristic or their specific characteristics that all of the people know that giraffe have long neck. But do you know, at the past there are two different theories about giraffe. Lamarck said that actually at the past giraffe has short neck, but as the time by time the trees of the plants that the giraffes like to eat the leaves has higher and then higher and then higher. So the giraffe who have a short neck will be more difficult to reach the leaves. So he tried to stretch their neck, and the traits or the genes is give to their offsprings. So every generations of their offsprings will have straighter neck and then longer neck from one generation to the other generations until the giraffe that we can find right now will have long neck. That's the theory of Lamarck. But how about the theory of Darwin? The theory of Darwin said that at the past there are two kinds of giraffe, which have first short neck giraffe, and then the second is long neck giraffe. And then same case, because the trees of the leaves that they like to eat is higher, so the long-necked giraffe can reach the leaves to get their food, but the short-necked giraffe cannot reach the leaves, so they cannot get their own food until they selected by the nature. So it just left the long-necked giraffe that we can see right now. So there are two different theories about giraffe. We can conclude that Lamarck said like what happened to the giraffe is like an evolution. When in the past giraffe only have short neck, and then right now we can see that giraffe have a long neck. And for the Darwin's theory, it's like a natural selection about giraffe. So there are two kind of giraffe, short and long neck, and the short neck is selected by the nature, and it's only left the long neck giraffe that we can find right now. So that's all about natural selection. I hope this can be useful for you and give useful information. And see you at the next video. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.